When King Bondo rebuilt his machine monsters with the virtually indestructible Neoplutonium armor, it was time for the ZEO Rangers to even up the score with the help of the newly formed Super ZEO Zords. Hello everyone, I'm Sentai 5 and welcome to Megazord Formation. Welcome back to Megazord Formation. Last time we talked about Pyramidas and Warrior Wheel. I won't be doing a video on Auric the Conqueror because, well, I really don't think he can be considered a Zord per se. I know he's been promoted in the toy line as a Zord, but he himself is more like a living armored being, kind of like Ninjor. So without further ado, let's get into this. The Super ZEO Zords were the second and last set of Zords that belonged to the ZEO Rangers, and if you couldn't tell, these humanoid Zords are based off of each Ranger and their respective shapes. Super ZEO Zord 1 stands at a height of 35 meters, which is 114.8 feet, has a width of 25 meters, which is 82 feet, and a weight of 2,000 tons. It's piloted by the Pink ZEO Ranger, and an O Ranger was known as Pink Blocker. Super ZEO Zord 2 stands at a height of 35 meters, which is 114.8 feet, has a width of 20 meters, which is 65.6 feet, and weighs 1,000 tons. It's piloted by the Yellow ZEO Ranger, and in O Ranger it was known as Yellow Blocker. Super ZEO Zord 3 stands at a height of 35 meters, which is 114.8 feet, has a width of 25 meters, which is 82 feet, and a weight of 1,000 tons. It's piloted by the Blue ZEO Ranger, and in O Ranger it was known as Blue Blocker. Super ZEO Zord 4 stands at a height of 40 meters, which is 131.2 feet, has a width of 30 meters, which is 98.4 feet, and weighs 2,000 tons. It's been the only Super ZEO Zord shown to be able to swim underwater. It's piloted by the Green ZEO Ranger, and in O Ranger it was known as Green Blocker. Super ZEO Zord 5 stands at a height of 40 meters, which is 131.2 feet, has a width of 30 meters, which is 98.4 feet, and weighs 2,000 tons. It's piloted by the Red ZEO Ranger, and in O Ranger was known as Red Blocker. The Super ZEO Zords are highly versatile, allowing for close combat, as well as having Zord-sized versions of their sidearms and ZEO power weapons. In addition, they can shoot energy blasts from their shaped chests. They're shown to be able to travel underwater and also can fly in the air via jet propulsion. This is powerful enough to take the Zords individually into outer space. When summoned by the ZEO Rangers, the ZEO Zord cannon launches them as the team teleports into their cockpits, ready for battle. When the going gets tough, it's time to initiate the Super ZEO Megazord Sequence. All 5 of the Super ZEO Zords fly in the air as they form their respective parts of the Megazord. Pink forms the feet, green forms the legs, blue forms the waist and thighs, yellow forms the arms and shoulders, and red forms the chest, as they all stack up on each other like blocks to form the Super ZEO Megazord. The Super ZEO Megazord stands at a height of 80 meters, which is 262.5 feet, has a width of 45 meters, which is 147.6 feet, and weighs 8,000 tons. It can fight in close combat, and is equipped with the Super ZEO Megazord Sabers, which are twin sabers and when combined can create a powerful slash, destroying its enemies. In addition, it can roll Warrior Wheel like a bowling ball as part of another final attack. In O Ranger, it was known as O Blocker. When it's time to bring the ZEO Zord system together, the Super ZEO Megazord takes its place in the back of Pyramidas, with the Red Battle Zord sitting up at the top to form the ZEO Ultra Zord, which is covered in my Pyramidas video. The design of the Super ZEO Megazord was created by Plex. There were a few early concepts, one being a totally different looking robo where it would be transported in a carrier mecha, where it would form inside there before deploying. The second concept was similar to what we got, but with the faces of each Zord having their own robotic faces instead of based on the ZEO Rangers' helmets. Plus, the Megazord itself looked a little different, but lining up close to what we got. The cockpits of the Super ZEO Zord were much more roomier than the ZEO Zord cockpits, along with each Ranger having their own shape in the back just like the originals. The Megazord cockpit itself was much more spacious than the ZEO Megazord cockpit, and I'm pretty sure it was a redressing of the Pyramidas cockpit. All these cockpits were located in the heads of their respective Zords and Megazord. Now, let's move on to the lore. For over a millennia, the powers of the Super ZEO Zords were contained in the Super ZEO Gems, 5 ZEO symbol looking power coins that eventually ended up in the hands of Trey of Triforia. Zordon was aware of their existence and was certain they were lost forever. They were brought to life via the Golden Power Staff. These gems not only unlocked and formed the Super ZEO Zords, but were the remaining key to the ZEO power, as Trey explained. In their first outing, they proved to be quite formidable against the Machine Empire's Neoplutonium armor, and that was just them fighting individually. The second time they were used was against King Mondo himself, this time forming the Megazord for the first time, but not without a power booster from an unspecified recycled Zord. It would then continue to assist the ZEO Rangers throughout the year, where it is assumed they still reside in the ZEO Zord holding bay. In O-Ranger, the blocker robos were created by Chief Mira of UAOH, originally as a contingency plan for the O-Rangers to use individual robos when the time came. And when that time came, the team used them as Trojan horses, infiltrating Baranoia's secret base, where it was rebuilding previously defeated machine beasts and powering them up with Earth's magma to create super machine beasts. Would take these stone Trojan horses back to the base, where it was powering them up, and then reveal themselves as the blocker robos, easily defeating them in battle. Their next battle would be O-Blocker destroying the Emperor himself. After that, it would continue to be used throughout the year, in many more battles to come. The blocker robos were portrayed by the O-Ranger suit actors Kazutoshi Yokoyama, Kenji Takechi, Yasuhiro Takeuchi, Kiyohito Nakagawa, and Rie Murakami. O-Blocker was portrayed by Kazutoshi Yokoyama. Whereabouts of the suits are unknown, and the filming model of O-Blocker has been last seen on display at a few events in the past. Some notable battles of the Super ZEO Megazord are the Super ZEO Zord debut in A Golden Homecoming, the debut of the Super ZEO Megazord in Mondo's Last Stand, its takeover in Rangers of Two Worlds, and its final fight in Hawaii ZEO. Now, let's move on to the merchandise. There has been very little merchandise of the Super ZEO Megazord over the years, starting off with the original deluxe releases from the O-Ranger and ZEO toy lines. There is also the special sized, non-transforming figure in the O-Ranger toy line. Next is the 5-inch sword-swinging action figure from the ZEO toy line. Then in 1999, a re-release of the Super ZEO Megazord, renamed the Super Galactic Megazord, was released in the Lost Galaxy toy line. And that's pretty much it for the merchandise. So before we end this video, we're bringing back the fan segment of this video with my good friend Rolliver Queen, who'll be talking about the Super ZEO Megazord in his own words from his favorite season, Power Rangers ZEO.
Hey, what's going on, you lovely people? It's your boy Rolliver Queen. Just want to say thank you to Sentai 5 for having me come on to talk about the greatest Megazord of all time, the Super ZEO Megazord. I believe this is the definitive Power Ranger ZEO Megazord. I love how each of the individual Zords complements each Ranger. And I love how colorful yet badass the Zord looks when all the individual Zords come together. Also, we can't forget that this Megazord gave us two of the greatest episodes of all time. Jason just came back as the Gold Ranger, and Trey had gifted the Rangers the Super ZEO Zords. And right after that, we got that great Rocky focused episode where they finally, well, allegedly defeated King Mondo. Come on now, you can't get any better than that. Now, it's a shame we haven't seen much of the Super ZEO Megazord since ZEO, but it's my hope that we do get a ZEO reunion and we get to see this Megazord in HD pristine quality because it deserves it. Again, thank you Sentai 5 for having me, man. Much love, y'all. Enjoy.
And just like that, we're done talking about the ZEO Power Zord system. I hope you all enjoyed, and be sure to check out the other videos in the playlist link down below. Join me next time as we shift into Turbo with the Turbo Megazord. Until then, be well, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.